my friends, me, Militant Ginger. It is Valentine's Day, February the 14th, 2017. I'm sitting down here with a nice glass of whiskey. So this is Journeyman Distillery Silver Cross Bourbon. I'm really into my small batch bourbons at the moment. This is made in Michigan. It's your typical sour mash bourbon, but it's a small distillery one. In fact, this is batch 43, bottle 671. I love the pretentiousness of this particular one because it says, I'm not sure if you can see it, 1% for golf, which means 1% of all the proceeds of this goes towards the game of golf, which I was not under the understanding was traditionally underfunded. Anyway, there we go. Cheers. It's actually terrific stuff. It really is. So, day 5 of intermittent fasting. How did it go? Well, normally I would be showing you some delicious or obnoxious food that I'm eating now, but I came home from work and my wife, because of Valentine's Day, had cooked the most amazing filet mignon wrapped in bacon with French fries, a glass of Southeast Australian Shiraz. Perfect. So it's hard to top that. I was tidying up, had a couple of glasses of cider, a handful of potato chips, but generally I'm feeling pretty good. Maybe I'll have a snack later, maybe I won't, I don't know. So today I would say had good points and had a couple of bad points. So in terms of the intermittent fasting, I had so much going on today, I did not even realise I was hungry. So I got up in the morning, had my seltzer water, then I had some coffee, then I went to work. I didn't even bring any seltzer water, I had a couple of cups. I think I had 1 cup of coffee, and that was great, and just marched straight through. Maybe I was hungry like once, but I definitely have noticed that, you know, by day 5, I don't even think about food during the day, which is great. I mean, it gives... Can you imagine not having to worry about breakfast, not having to worry about lunch? You just, like, march straight through. And again, I had the mental clarity. I didn't get tired. I was focused, and that way it was pretty good. The other interesting thing, so I had a bit of, not drama, but like tension at work. And I don't know whether it was the intermittent fasting or the fact I've continued taking these cold showers. Got 90 seconds today in ice cold shower. But I had this drama at work, and it's the kind of situation I hate because being from my background, I'm very self-conscious and I'm very aware of like what other people think of me and eager to please, which is not a particularly good thing. But I felt very emotionally level and calm about it, and I appreciated that. I was kind of like, okay, listening to this, not necessarily thinking it's the situation we're in is particularly fair, but I was just calm and level about it, and I felt really good. So, you know, in some ways it was a bad thing that the bad situation at work happened, but I felt kind of good about the way I handled it. Interestingly enough, somebody at work said, "You've lost weight." So there we go. But actually that leads me on to the next thing that annoyed me about today. So I've been feeling great about this intermittent fasting. Been watching a lot of videos about it as well. There's a guy, Dr. Jason Fung, who treats type 2 diabetes, who recommends fasting. I'll put a link to his video below. It's very, very interesting as well. And he was talking about that the way fasting works so well with insulin levels and stuff like that. So that was interesting. But what was frustrating is I got home and I typed in, just out of curiosity, how does intermittent fasting work? And what did I get? I thought I would actually get some stuff about intermittent fasting because it's a pretty proven science. And instead I got a buttload of articles about, oh, intermittent fasting doesn't work. Which would be fine. But one was like a complete bro science one. Just like, well, if you eat more calories than you burn, you're going to put on weight even if you're doing intermittent fasting. And it's like, well, no shit, Sherlock. That's, I mean, even I've said that before I did that. The other thing, it was this Vice.com, Vice magazine, you aware of them? Kind of have a love-hate affair with Vice. I actually did some work with Vice years ago when I was doing Jacques magazine and stuff like that. Put a link to that down below as well. But Vice has this shtick of being, excuse my French, fucking cynical assholes about everything. And so the guy who put me onto the whole idea of intermittent fasting, Gregory O'Gallagher, who has a YouTube channel called Kinobody, which I'll put a link down to below. This asshole from Vice said, "Yo, I trained with the douchiest douchebag on YouTube," and he wrote this article about this guy, basically making fun of him and mocking the whole thing of intermittent fasting and stuff like that. And it annoyed me. It annoyed me because this guy, Gregory Gallagher from Kinobody, I've been watching a ton of his videos. He's not actually a douchebag in any way. It's like, yeah, he lives in Los Angeles and lives in a mansion and stuff like that, but he comes across as a nice dude. A really nice dude and straightforward. But the second thing that just really pissed me off was this asshole from Vice finished the article by being like, "Yeah, this guy's a douchebag. I don't know, maybe intermittent fasting works. I lost 8 pounds in a month." It's like, really? You lost 8 pounds in a month? That's 2 pounds a week. That's like whatever diet you're on. If you lose 2 pounds a week, that's pretty much, if you lose any more than that, that's bad. So what you're saying is you did this diet for a month and it worked exactly as well as any diet you could possibly do, and you're sitting there like mocking it. Excuse my French, but fuck you, you pretentious hipster asshole. Yes. It annoyed me because I saw these articles and it kind of kicked me out of my zone mentally with whole intermittent fasting. I was driving home today being like, yeah, this is the lifestyle choice that's going to change my life. Everything is great. I was feeling fantastic. And then I had these people being like cynical assholes about it, and it just knocked me out of my mental zone. And I'm very conscious of like where my mental zone is because I believe in all this law of attraction crap. And I mean, part of me being stupid is like, when I got knocked out of the zone and started doubting this whole thing, I was like, well, now I'm doubting it, it's not going to work for me. And because I was believing in it, it was going to work for me. So what I did was I weighed myself. I promised I wouldn't weigh myself until Friday morning, but I was so pissed off by this. At like 6 o'clock of the night, I went and weighed myself. And I weighed 189.2 pounds, something like that. It was 9 pounds. Which is, you know, last Friday I weighed myself first thing in the morning. I was 188.5. So obviously it weighs more. But then again, you always weigh more at the end of the day. You always weigh more at the end of the day. And I just had 3 glasses of cider, a glass of red wine, a steak, fries, and a handful of potato chips. So it's not a fair evaluation. But I don't know. It just pissed me off because it knocked me out of my zone. So Friday morning is going to be the moment of truth. On Friday morning, I'm going to weigh myself. We'll see whether I've lost any weight. And I've already got it in my head. If I'm in 187 pounds, you know, either 187 flat or 187.9, whatever, that means I have lost weight. And that means this is working for me. And I'm really enjoying the experience. So as long as that's there, that's great. So we'll see. I think I'm wrapping up. I'm at 8 minutes now, so I'm going to stop talking. The final thing I was going to say is the really interesting thing about this is the more I've got into it, the more I'm like, okay, what else can I do to tweak this system? And, you know, doing a lot of research, there are all sorts of directions you could go. You could go ketogenic, where you give up carbs completely, or have a bare minimum of carbs, and that means your body basically stays in ketosis, which is where you are burning ketones, which is fat, for energy rather than glucose and carbohydrate, and that means you just like get shredded. But it sucks because you don't get to eat carbohydrates, and I mean, I love alcohol, and alcohol is basically like pure carbohydrates. The other thing you can do is just eat healthier, watch your macros. I don't know, I have to go back to the gym more. But the thing that's getting me is, now I feel like I'm in control of this area of my life for once. It's making me more inspired to seize other areas of my life and take advantage of that. Most significantly, I'm like, okay, so I've been going on so much since the beginning of the new year about I want to lose weight. Now I'm starting to possibly get into the zone where I'm actually losing weight. I need to focus on the other things. The big thing for me is I want to be like financially secure, financially successful in an entrepreneurial way. And you know, January, most of January, I wasn't successful in losing weight, and I wasn't successful in getting my head together in an entrepreneurial way, and now I've achieved one of those goals. Maybe I can move on to the next. We'll see. It's now 10 minutes. I've been rabbiting for 10 bloody minutes. I'm sorry. No one's going to watch this shit. I mean, if anyone has got to this point, Dan, Afate, Jason, like the 3 people who watch this stuff, I'm sorry that I've been rabbiting for so long. But what I can say is, day 5 of intermittent fasting, I'm still gung-ho about this. I feel pretty good. And I feel like it is helping me get into a more robust place mentally where I can make more gains in other areas. I'm going to shut the fudge up now and leave you be. But thank you very much for listening. I will speak to you tomorrow. Bye bye.